Welcome to Tournament and a TeaBreak. If you're wondering what the sounds are that you're going to be hearing, we're actually sat outside. Yes, outside in a British summer, which means that it's probably about to tip down with rain any minute now. You are listening to Ros Satar, and I'm joined by
Abigail Johnson,
and we are back together for the first time in a year.
Woo.
This is not going to go well. This is going to be. Oh yeah, thank you very much. You're very welcome.
Yeah. This literally applauded us.
Yeah, exactly. So we are in Birmingham while there's all kinds of excitement going on in Queens, Haller, and somewhere else. Oh yeah, Eastbourne. We'll come on to that in a little bit later. But here we are in Birmingham, where Petra Kvitova has just bullied her way into a second final against poor Mihaela Buzanescu. And we have a great match with Magdalena Rybarikova against Barbara Strycova. I think we've got a really good final.
Yeah, definitely. Both of them very established grass court players. Obviously, Rybarikova made the Wimbledon final for the first time last year. Really good from her. She's just got that crafty element to her game and the way she moves up to the net that works to such effect on this particular surface. And then Kvitova, I mean, 2 Wimbledon titles, defending champion here, kind of says it all really. So yeah, big match coming up between those two. And
I mean, Petra's been pretty relaxed all this week. She said that she doesn't actually feel any pressure to defend her title. I think because it was such a miracle last year, especially after everything that had happened, and it was only her second tournament back. It exceeded her expectations. So now I think anything that she gets is a bonus. And having seen her when she came back from her sort of enforced break a couple of years before that, where she came back and said that she, came back and enjoyed the tennis again. Now I actually really feel that she loves the tennis again.
Oh, definitely. You can see it in her face and the way she approaches matches and the way she is after the match as well. She's so relaxed, so chatty. And she's just so at home with the whole atmosphere and the experience of every tournament. And I really do believe that she enjoys everything, even the losses she can take positives away from, because she's actually able to experience those losses, whereas 18 months ago she didn't know whether she would be able to do that. And you can see that just in the way she approaches everything, and I think it's doing her so many favours. I don't think it's a coincidence that she's won that many titles since she came back. I think that has a lot to do with her very much everything is a bonus type of attitude, and it allows her to loosen up and play the game that can be so lethal, really.
Yeah, I mean, but what I've really been interested with Rybarikova is that, for somebody who's so tall, I mean, both of them are tall, tall units, but for somebody who's so tall, her movement on the grass is amazing. I mean, today up at the net, we actually asked a question of Barbara Strycova, were you intimidated coming to the net? Because every time you did come to the net, she's got such a magnificent reach and movement.
Definitely.
Everything didn't work. Did that hold you back? And she said, no, I literally just didn't play my best. But to watch her, you see tall levers really struggle, but she hasn't struggled at all. She's looked very, very good. She had a bit of a wobble in her first match, but to beat Karolina Pliskova in the first round, she's just gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, that is big, especially, I mean, Pliskova has the game that should traditionally work incredibly well on grass, and to get that win is definitely big for Rybarikova, because, I mean, she's not a power player. She's more about the reach, the touch, the effect that she puts on the ball, and that would have been really confidence boosting for her, I think, to get that opening win, and then it's kind of, I don't know, maybe that takes some of the pressure of expectation off herself, because last week in Nottingham she didn't have the tournament she was hoping for, went straight out, and to get a big win like that under her belt early on here, that's just really good for all her confidence levels and everything, and that's what allows her to play her best tennis, I think.
I think we're in for a right treat of a final. And the good thing is, of course, like the Czechs and Slovaks get on very, very well. I mean, it was lovely to see Strycova and Rybarikova say, oh yeah, we're good mates. And Petra was saying as well, we've known each other for ages, we've come up through the rankings together, they've even played doubles together. I think we're in for a really fun final.
Definitely, and because they know each other's games so well as well, they know exactly what's coming. I think that's going to make both of them very much feel the importance of bringing their best tennis to the occasion, because if one of them's a bit off, the other one will know their game well enough, and that they kind of crack down on that. Kvitova especially, I thought today was in the zone. I think Rybarikova had patches against Stritsova where she let her foot off the gas a bit, and if she did that against Kvitova, I just feel like Kvitova's in the frame of mind, feeling the comfort on the court, where she would just kind of punish that a bit, really.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
So are you basically saying Kvitova to win?
I think so. I'd be predicting Kvitova to win this one just because she looks so at ease and she has a lethal game. You know, the serve, when it was finding its mark today, which was most of the time, was very difficult to return and deal with. So definitely Kvitova is the favourite, I think, to come through. But not to say Rybarikova couldn't pull off an upset, because like you say, she can make Kvitova play that extra ball, and that's going to be something that challenges Kvitova's consistency.
Yeah.
So we'll just see if that kind of throws her rhythm a bit, I guess.
So one or two sets, do you think?
I'd go with straight sets, to be fair. I think last year I might have called Kvitova in 3 sets, which turned out to be true. So
I can't
I'm feeling
remember
really
anything
confident
like that.
Well,
at
I
all.
mean, if I get a correct prediction, it's kind of a once in a lifetime experience, so I'm going to remember
yeah,
it.
this
but-
is true actually. I
Yeah.
know your prediction. So yeah, I feel inclined to agree. I think it's going to be a straight set swing, but I think they're actually going to be quite close sets.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, both of them are in really good form. I mean, it goes without saying because they're both in the final. But yeah, definitely they both have the weapons to make each other think. They're not just going to go out and pound the ball. They're going to use the court, use the variety in their game.
We're going to see angles galore.
Yeah, definitely.
Angles galore.
Definitely.
Right, well, obviously the big news of the week was that Mr. Murray is going to be taking a wild card into Eastbourne. So if anybody's got a ticket for Eastbourne, you are in for either a treat or a heartbreak or a little bit of both. Because not only that, the draw, of course, has come out. And Murray is facing another wild card, Stan Wawrinka.
These wild cards sound quite familiar to me.
They do, don't they? Yeah. You know, I mean, I've heard that they're quite good, these guys.
I mean, they've done a bit, I'd say, in their careers. You know?
Yeah,
So-
some, like, they call them Grand Slams or something.
Yeah,
I
something
think
like
they've got
that.
like 3,
Yeah.
which is a
well,
magic number.
Yeah, so, 3 each, I think.
I know.
Well, that's not that bad at all, is
No,
it?
not really.
No.
So, okay, the positives, of course, are that Murray has actually pulled up well enough to play. See, even the crowd approves. That Murray's,
timing of that.
I know. That Murray's pulled up well enough to play again and try out his hip. Because I don't believe that Nick probably was the best test for that, especially because that match was bonkers.
No.
But yeah, I mean that's a killer. That's a killer first round, because Wawrinka has. I think Wawrinka rushed back, and I think that he's now just beginning to find his groove.
100%. I think he was so anxious to get back that he did rush it a bit, and that probably actually delayed his ability to come back strongly. And I think it was probably the same with Djokovic as well. To be fair.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah. A few times trying to push himself too early, and we've seen the after effects that can have. It can actually extend the process rather than shorten it. So, regarding Murray and Wawrinka in that first round, I don't think. I mean, obviously, neither of them are going to be happy with that draw, but it's less than ideal, especially for Murray. Coming back has entered 2 tournaments and drawn Nick Kyrgios, who you never know what you're going to get on any given day, and Stan Wawrinka, who at the peak of his abilities is top quality. And I think that Murray would have been looking to ease into tournaments and get some matches under his belt, as opposed to simply test himself out against the best in the game. Yeah. So definitely unfortunate for him that straight off he's having to play these guys that he would rather play later in the tournament, when he's found his way on court and actually assessed how bad or good his hip is at the moment.
And I mean, it's cracked us up, because obviously there's like lots of people wailing on Twitter, you know, how could the draws allow this? And it's like, well, a draw is random.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you know that you're gonna have the first and the second at the top and the bottom, and you're gonna have the third and the fourth in one of those halves, and then apart from that, everything else is random. We assure you. But yeah, if you've got a ticket for that, probably for that Tuesday.
Yeah.
Corker.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was a Grand Slam semi-final not that long ago, just over a year ago, I think. So There you go.
Wow.
Grand Slam semi-final in the first round of Eastbourne, so
which is an ATP 250, ladies and gentlemen.
Couldn't have predicted that one.
Now, where are you going to be? You're of course not going to be down with me in Eastbourne for the weekend. Where are you going to be?
I am off to the Boodles, which is in Buckinghamshire, Slough kind of area. So down south, but not as far down south, I don't think. My geography's bad. Where's Eastbourne?
Oh, so Eastbourne is, you can get much southern.
Yeah, so much further south. Yeah.
I say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's well done. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just giggling at the sight of Annabelle Croft and the Eurosport team doing flossing in
I've just
the
caught
foreground.
Sight of that one, yes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
to continue, Boodles.
Boodles. The Boodles is great, you know. It doesn't get much coverage in comparison to other tournaments because it's not a normal tournament. There's no draws, there's no real prestige to the event, let's put it that way. It's just a way for players to relax and prepare for Wimbledon in a very laid back environment. So the court conditions and everything is exactly the same as it would be at Wimbledon, so that makes it a very popular option for the players that are coming. You get a lot of top players. I think some of the key players this year: Juan Martín del Potro, Grigor Dimitrov, Alexander Zverev. People who are
and also
Victoria Azarenka, who may be opening against, who did we say? Maybe
we think that Azarenka should open against Dimitrov because it would absolutely be hilarious if you then beat him.
Well, it's an exhibition event at the end of the day, so it could be quite entertaining. Way to test yourself, I'd say.
Yeah. And the thing is, she'd be absolutely 100% up for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think she'd care whether she meets a male or a female player. It would be like kind of just let me on court. She does that kind of exhibition thing very, very well.
Yes, yeah, she likes that kind of thing, and all of them that go really appreciate the kind of the relaxed atmosphere, because it's not often that you actually get to compete and play matches, but do it in a no pressure environment. You know, it's not like just going out and practicing a match on the match court, but at the same time it's not like playing a competitive event. You've got the crowd there, there's banter and stuff, there's lots of fun. So it's a good tournament and a good lineup, and definitely worth going to have a watch. I know that people have a jolly good time when they go and watch the Boodles. So, yeah.
No, it is good. I mean, I've gone down. I think the first couple of times I did Eastbourne, I used to go drive down for a day, and it was great fun. I think the first or second time I went, Djokovic flew in by helicopter, which was terribly exciting. We all got to scamper to a field and watch this helicopter come into land.
Nothing like doing it dramatic.
Yeah, it was just amazing. And then we all wandered back, and I was wandering back with one of the photographers going, did we really just all scamper into a field just to watch a helicopter land and Djokovic get out? And he was like, yep. I was like, okay. All right, the things we do for tennis. Also the things that we do for tennis is we get right to the heat of the debate, and obviously one of the reasons that I also loved going down to the Boodles was for the scones. Scones, even. Now, what is it? Is it scones? Because to me, I think it is scones. But of course, to my glamorous assistant here,
it's scones.
It's
100% my whole life. Are you telling me my childhood was a lie?
Yes, indeed, I am. You know. But at least you heard it from a friend, right?
Yeah, well, I guess so. But I still disagree. I had this. This isn't mine. I stole this, but I was telling Ros that when it's there, it's a scone, and when it's gone, it's scone.
Ugh. Okay, we can't end on that because we have to end on how you have your scone.
Okay.
So I'm a firm believer, because I was taught by my mother, that you put a layer of cream on there because otherwise the bread all bubbles up. Mm-hmm. You then put your jam, and then you have a little bit extra, and you put a little dollop of cream on top, and then you scoff. Now,
I would never put my cream before the jam. Never. I mean, now you've explained it.
Do you see what I mean, though? When you put the jam on top of the bread, it's too dry.
Oh, exactly. That's why I either put butter or margarine on beforehand.
Don't even start with the margarine.
No, well, I mean, butter then. Let's go with butter, jam, then the cream on top. It would be strange putting the cream on before the jam. It's just not the done thing for most of us.
Have you ever tried it that way?
You know, I might have to try it
I
that
think
way
you're going to have to try it that way.
Judgments,
it will revolutionise your life.
Cannot prejudge, so...
It will revolutionise your life. So, I even had a heated debate with one of my friends on the Wimbledon press test, where she even went further And it's not just about the cream and the jam and a combination thereof, but it's also about sliced strawberries somewhere in that melange.
Oh, I can't do strawberries. I
And then
can't say that
top
ahead
of the, and I
Wimbledon,
think she has the top of the scone on top.
Okay. So
And
it's like a sandwich, a scone.
Yeah,
a scone
and it's
sandwich.
like, what is that? Like a poor man's Victoria sponge?
It doesn't sound appetizing to me. I mean, I can't judge before I try.
And I'm one of those people that if you tried, you'd end up squirting cream at the poor guy that sat next to you in the media centre, which is never terribly popular.
No, not really.
So yes, I think we'll make it our mission, and I'm going to get the lovely Chris Otto, who will be flying in and staying at Britwatch Mansions. I'll be getting him on the podcasts all the way during Wimbledon. So of course you've been listening to Ros Satar from Britwatch Sports
And Abigail Johnson from who knows where. Sorry,
Thank
mate.
you. That's all right. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye.